Welcome to the Love Show, where we grapple with the question, what is love? Today we want to know, is love family? Creeping up on time for the Holy Family. But is love family? I have some trouble with the concept of family. My family is a bit dysfunctional. I think it was functional for most of my childhood, but when I was 11, my parents got divorced. Once the divorce lawyers took all of the love that might have been left, which wasn't much, out of our family, it really wasn't much of a family after that. I haven't spoke to either of my sisters for over 10 years. Creeping up on 20. I was kicked out of my mother's house when I was 17. My mother and father, to this day, both refuse to help me communicate with my sisters. They both talk to my sisters, but won't give them a message for me or anything. They don't want to get involved. Well, I'm pretty sure by giving birth to and raising all three of us that maybe they already are involved. But I suppose I could be wrong. Obviously, love really wasn't a thing in our house. I'm surprised any of us grew, honestly. I've cited the Budapest Early Learning Project study before here on the Love Show. The study showed that children and infants starved of love and attention actually lose growth. For every 3 months in an institution, children lose an average of 1 month of growth. Children losing growth without love, without family. These were all children in the study. They were all children in orphanages. My grandmother was an orphan. There may be a connection. The ironic thing is my grandmother was more loving than most anyone else in my family except my other grandmother. Both my grandmothers were rather loving, thank God. That's probably the only reason any of us in my family ever survived. My dad was okay at loving, but he was working all of the time. Sometimes 2 jobs. And he had a drinking problem. And as I was growing up, so his love was, well, a little drunk. His mother was the orphan. her parents died when she was 3 in the last pandemic. She spoke of being afraid of orphanages, but growing up, her alternatives were not much better. She spoke of her abusive uncle. She said he was always drunk and poor. He made her eat liver. She hated liver. I guess it was a cheap meat then. She wouldn't eat it as an adult. So, orphanage or abusive uncle. She chose her abusive uncle on her parents' farm with her 5 sisters. But as soon as she could, when she was 16, she married my grandfather. For love, I guess. But she did mention that her marriage got her out of the state system that said she had to live with her abusive uncle or at an orphanage. I guess she chose love. Is love marriage? I know it should be. Now, this grandmother, the orphan, would say, I love you all the time. Never hesitated. But I'm not sure she really understood what love was, because she really didn't have very many examples. I never met my grandfather, whom she married at 16. He died before I was born, but I heard he had a bit of a drinking problem. Big surprise. They say that's how alcoholism works. It runs in the family. The wonderful gifts family brings us. Hereditary alcoholism and heart disease. Thanks, Dad. You're welcome, kids, on the other end. Okay, so all aspects of family are perhaps not love. Or perhaps these aspects of family that are not love are not family either. Seems to me the one thing that my grandma needed and sought was love. And the one thing she was sadly deficient of all throughout her life was love. Her husband died kind of young. She outlived him by more than 30 years. Never remarrying. And from childhood, she wasn't armed with all of the tools in the toolbox of love that the other children are armed with who have family love. So in teaching us, she knew what to say, but showing love was not really her forte. She just didn't know how. My mom's mother, my Nana, my Sicilian grandmother, she was like the polar opposite of the orphaned grandma. Nana could show love, fiercely even. She was not an orphan, and she would hold me and rock me in her rocking chair for hours. And it was wonderful. It was probably the only love I really got. That was love. But Nana almost never said it. She said it the last time I spoke to her before she died. And that's it. She just had trouble saying it, but not showing it. grandmothers were Leos in the astrological chart. May they both rest in peace. My husband, the love that I chose, is also a Leo. His mother, my mother-in-law, was, may she also rest in peace, a Leo. My mother-in-law was also a Leo. My mother-in-law knew how to say, I love you, and how to show it. Pat was truly a special lady. My children were very lucky to have had her as their grandmother for a little while. Our grandmother's love. Another love show. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Christmas Eve, my grandmothers had these battles. They both had a big family dinner of all the great dishes that they both only made on Christmas Eve. And they had it on Christmas Eve. Both of them. So we had to pick one or the other, or try to go to both, and then have to be rolled away because, oh my God, both was rough. So much wonderful food. And they only lived one town away from each other, but I remember it being stressful. Now this year, 2020, we really can't be with our grandmothers and other extended family. So I guess for me, it works out that my extended family all live thousands of miles away. Most of them don't know or care if I'm alive or dead. Most of them like to forget I ever existed. So I, like my grandmother, made my own family, my own home and hearth, and I rocked my babies for hours in my rocking chair and held them, and I still tell them that I love them all the time. Perhaps love is great mothers. We proved here at the Love Show that Mother Earth is love. We proved that the sacred feminine is love. Those are great mothers. Our mothers love. Another love show. We proved that Mother Teresa is love. Mother Teresa said, what can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family. We also proved here at the Love Show that love is the path to peace. So the path to love is the path to home, loving your family. We proved here at the Love Show that love is unconditional parenting. Parenting with unconditional love is love. Healthy, real love for your child is parenting. And thusly, parenting is love. In the Is Love Parenting episode, I cite a 2020 article from Science Daily entitled Love Matters: How Parents' Love Shapes Children's Lives. The Science Daily article cites a University of Michigan study which showed that when spouses love each other, children stay in school longer and marry later in life. When they have all of the tools in the love toolbox, they seem to know how to love each other and their children. The study suggests that family is love. It certainly makes a difference when the family and or love is not there. We proved here at the Love Show in our Is Love Our Children episode that love is in fact our children. They are products of our love. They couldn't have survived without a parent's love. They're made of love. Now, here at the Love Show, in numerous episodes, we have proven again and again that love is not sex. The biggest misconception about love is that love is sex. Love is not sex. It seems that is where we often mess it up. Love is not sex, period. When I say love, I never mean sex. Especially when referring to children. Children are not equipped for sex. They are underdeveloped. Children need love. Real love. To grow. Period. As our children grow, it can be harder to show them love. We can't rock them in our rocking chairs forever. When my son graduated from high school, I wrote him a song, and my best advice in the song was to do everything with love. Whatever it was he was going to do with his life, to do it with love. And so, that is how I shall leave you this holiday season. Whatever you do it with love. Think about grandmas and nanas and how important their love is. How important it is to have that love around for many more years to come. For grandchildren and children that haven't been born yet. Forego the big family gatherings just this year. So you don't have to have small family gatherings in later years because there are no more grandmas and grandpas left. Moms, dads, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, we want them to be here for more holidays to come. We need their love so much to grow. But we need to love our loved ones from afar this year. That's how we can best love them, is to not gather with them, to not hug them, to not be around them. We need to love our loved ones from afar this year, kids. Love is everywhere. You can love from afar. You can. It works. You can send love to someone. I personally find it works better if you actually face the direction that the person is in. Like if they're in the east, face east and send them love from your heart. They'll feel it. It works. I've done it. My family gathering this year will just be my household, myself, my husband, and our two daughters, our dog and our cat. Small, simple, quiet. Well, I'm in the family, so not always quiet. Love! I don't usually shout that at the dinner table, though, so that's good. But perhaps this year we can commune with the love of family who have passed. Let them sit at the empty spaces in the dinner table. Maybe even make them a plate of the foods that they used to like and talk to them like they're there. It can help people get through the holidays to remember their family members, just to remember the foods that they liked and the foods that they didn't like. Those are the things that shape our character, and I don't think they leave a person when the person leaves their body. Just because a person doesn't have a body anymore doesn't mean they're not a person anymore either. And it doesn't mean they don't come around. And love is what makes them continue to exist. Love is family. It truly is. I love you and your family. Happy holidays. Thanks for watching.